Captain Mr. Marker, we're going to ask you this then. You made the comments about the filters, and I don't know all the technical terms, but I was quite interested. The timing of those filters coming on to protect nuclear installations, and that was in the 70s, you say? Well,
74, 75.
I would ask Captain Schindel and Captain Solison, isn't it likely or not that what you said to them, they believed you because they started building technologies to protect against the very thing you were witnessing about. Am I right on that?
Well, sir, as Mr. Bartlett pointed out, it was well known that nuclear explosions produce electromagnetic pulse.
But they don't just appear to the point where you need filters for the silos. Well, go ahead. Excuse me. I didn't mean to.
There was a bench test done at Boeing on the logic coupler, and it was shown in this bench test that at a certain frequency of EMP injected into the logic coupler that the coupler would be disabled. So they had that evidence. And so there's no doubt in my mind that one reason they tried to protect the missiles from EMP was nuclear explosions, but the other was as a result of the incident that I just described to help protect against UFO disabling the missiles.
But of course, they knew
but
that.
Whether or not it was successful is another question.
Okay.
Gentlemen, would yield for just a moment?
Oh, certainly.
I just wanted to make an observation about that. We have, using these bench test facilities, several times noted deficiencies in our ballistic missile system, and we have corrected those. The last time we tested and the last time that we found deficiencies and fixed them, we never tested. We don't know whether they're fixed or not, but neither do the Russians. And so there's that big question, and that's how we left it. They aren't so sure what they'll work. We aren't dead sure they will work, but if there's any question about whether they will work or not, the mad philosophy still is operative, isn't it?
Okay, I appreciate that. And also just wanted to quickly ask then, so it's a little bit unclear in your mind, Captain Solis, Captain Schindel, that these filters that came in the 70s that were described here today, that they could have been brought forth by the Air Force because they were finally getting to something they felt had occurred as early as or that they knew about as early as the 1950s, or something they might have experienced from the testimony. It could have also been what you had told them, either one maybe, or is that? Yeah, well, and I know I'm kind of into the weeds on this a little bit, and I apologize for that, but I just wanted to know whether, I mean, it really struck me when I heard Captain Fenster talk about the shields and the filters, that they had to have believed your testimonies and what you said you saw that day. They had to know that something was definitely happening, and then to keep this silent for 46 years, as we've talked about. You know, I wasn't sure about this whole truth embargo even a few days ago, but this truth embargo indeed needs to start coming down.
The work that Bob Salas had released was very lengthy, really with 3 sub-documents, and I spent a lot of time scanning it, and in fact, there was a little piece about UFOs. What it was a technical explanation of all the echo sites and what happened at each of the sites in the first document. And there was a little piece about UFOs, and it said, the rumor of any UFO creating this is disapproved, disowned, I think was the word.
Disproven. The rumor was disproven. Now, I don't know how you disprove a rumor.
Yeah. But at the very end document, it was a 68 document where they talked about they were concerned with how EMF affected it, and that Boeing was going to work on the EMF problem. And I think what we installed was result of his Echo and Oscar flight, and not his testimony, because it didn't happen.
Well,
They didn't believe him, but
No,
the technical,
just because they said they didn't believe him doesn't mean they didn't believe him.
well, yeah, but the technical aspects,
Let's be
they
clear
had,
about that.
they couldn't say didn't happen, because
Well, that's
Echo
different.
flight had all these errors, and this is what happened.
I think you're being very humble, Captain Salas. You probably, and all of you, because you probably create a lot more technology than you believe, or that you even are willing to talk about.
Thank you very much, Congressman.